Have you ever tried to give up sugar, only to find that maybe a day, a week, months, and even a year later, you find yourself crawling back to sugar's sweet embrace? So why is it that if we know that sugar is not good for us, do we keep going back to it? Well, here's the simple answer. Sugar is a drug. And the problem is most people treat sugar addiction with a diet. Well, because it is a drug, it's made like a drug, it affects the body like a drug, it requires a strategy, not a diet. So if you understand how sugar is made, it's made in very similar ways. We take coca leaves and turn it into cocaine, opium sap and turning it into heroin, cane juice and sugar derivatives that are turned into a pure white substance. Sugar, refined sugar, is basically making a drug. And we know now that sugar lights up the brain's dopamine receptors 8 times more than cocaine. And the result is that it's hard to give up, not just because it's addictive, but because it's cheap, it's in everything, and it's everywhere. And socially, it's the world's most socially acceptable drug. The reality is that sugar is the most dangerous drug of our time. That's a quote from Paul van der Welpen, who is Amsterdam's chief of health. Dr. Robert Lustig, who is one of the world's most recognized experts on sugar, says that sugar is the gateway drug to the opioid crisis. So this is something that's very serious. So if you think about something that is made like a drug, considered the most dangerous drug of our time, and the gateway drug to the opioid crisis is now everywhere and in everything, it's no wonder that you, as a highly intelligent person, are still vulnerable to the clutches of sugar. And here's the result of sugar. We now know that sugar is associated with over 146 diseases and conditions that are directly related to sugar consumption. So the big ones we know of, obesity and diabetes, are well documented, but now we're seeing that heart disease and Alzheimer's are directly related to sugar consumption. Now, those are some of the diseases that are kind of big and dramatic, but where sugar is actually killing us day to day is in the effects that it has overnight. Refined sugar can lead to brain fog, memory loss, uneven, wild moods, and my least favorite of them is depression, and severe depression at that. So you can have all kinds of things that actually are associated with sugar consumption and just consider them just a way of doing life. But when people get off of sugar, the brain fog goes away, the memory increases, they sleep better, they start to look better immediately, they start to actually have very grounded, strong kind of emotional states that they can cope with stress. Whereas when you're on sugar, you can have all kinds of disease symptoms and think that it's just life and just your body, when just getting off of sugar can change that literally within 7 days. And I know this all too well because I was a major sugar addict. I used to start off the morning with half a liter of Sara Lee Ultra Chocolate ice cream, and I didn't stop eating sugar from the moment I woke up in the morning till when I went to bed. And the result is I was experiencing major health problems. So I was obese, I was experiencing back pain, migraines, but the most debilitating of all was I had a level of depression that made me not really want to go on with life. And all of this went away when I got off of sugar. So I've now been free of my major sugar addiction for over 20 years, and I've been able to help thousands of other people overcome their sugar addiction. Through the Sweet Freedom program, we've helped thousands of people tackle their sugar addiction. We call them our Sweet Freedom Fighters, and they're not only tackling their own sugar addiction, but many of them are inspiring others around them, their friends and family members, to tackle their sugar addiction too. Because we understand that sugar is a drug, we take this very seriously. We believe that sugar is not something you can just willpower your way out of, and that there are many components to actually breaking the hold that sugar has on you. But we believe wholeheartedly that with the right strategies and support, anyone can break free from the hold that sugar has on them. I want you to know that Sweet Freedom is not about being deprived of anything lovely and sweet. You see, I still have the occasional sweet, but it's a much healthier version. In fact, it's a nourishing version that doesn't trigger my sugar addiction and cause me to lose control. You see, one of my superpowers is that I'm actually a chef, not just a nutritionist. So I know how to make food that is nourishing but tastes great. So one of the first Sweet Freedom strategies that we teach you is how to make food taste good while also being nourishing, so that it will actually curb your sugar cravings and will start to heal the damage that's caused by sugar erosion. But that step in itself can be challenging, which is why I've created the 21-day sugar-free challenge. You see, I'm using my superpowers as an award-winning chef to create recipes that are so delicious, more delicious than you can even imagine, and they're nourishing. So that means they're going to heal the damage caused by sugar to your body, and they're going to reduce your cravings for sugar big time. You see, when you nourish the body correctly, sugar cravings die, making it much easier for you to shake the sugar habit long term. In this book, we also share with you useful strategies that help you deal with the underlying causes of sugar addiction, while also giving you some strategies to deal with sudden sugar cravings in a healthy and sustainable way. And I've also included some great recipes and sweet treats like chocolate, because I believe that chocolate is God's way of saying He loves us and wants us to be happy. But the great thing about these sweet treats is that they won't trigger your sugar addiction. Now, at Sweet Freedom, we recognize that people have varying levels of sugar addiction, which is why we've created specifically tailored meal plans to your level of sugar addiction. As a bonus, when you buy the book today, to get you started right away, we're going to include the 7-day Eat Less Sugar Challenge online program. Now, this program sold for $37 in the spring, and when you buy the book today, we're including it for absolutely free. And the great thing about this program is if you don't feel ready to do the 21-day challenge, it will get you ready. The results of giving up sugar are going to surprise you. You're going to be amazed at the transformation your body will go through in as little as 7 days, let alone 21 days. What most people notice about the 7-day and the 21-day challenges is that they already, in those short periods of time, start to look and feel younger. So that means they start to sleep better at night, wake up with more energy, feel better in their clothing, their skin starts to have a vibrancy to it, their brain fog goes away, and they start to think and feel better in as little as 7 to 21 days. I don't want anything to get in the way of your Sweet Freedom journey. And we at Sweet Freedom want to make this information available to as many people as possible. So we want to lower the barrier of entry. So if you look at our 8-week online program, it sells for $447 for the full 8 weeks, and it is our most comprehensive program. But we want to give you this 21-day challenge in the book form, along with the 7-day challenge for $27. So that's 28 days of content for $27. That's less than $1 a day. So what are you waiting for? You know, one of the best pieces of advice when starting something important or a great endeavor is from Steven Pressfield, who says, begin before you're ready. Very few people are ready to give up sugar, but those who have had the greatest success start anyway. They act in spite of uncertainty, and that's what courage is. Don't be one of the millions of people who allow fear to stop them from taking even the first step towards their goals. You see, I want you to know that everything within me not only believes, but knows that you can do this when you have the right tools. So if you want to start looking and feeling better and younger, to start healing your body and tackling your sugar addiction right away, click the button below to start your journey to Sweet Freedom. I can't wait to see you on board.